Hey besties and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be ranking Red Velvet's concepts throughout their comebacks. I feel like they're known for their unique and versatile concepts. Surprisingly enough, ranking these are actually harder than ranking their discography because I love every single concept. Please remember that these are just my opinions and this ranking is based on the concept itself and not the song. Now, let's get started with the video. Even though I didn't like it at first, I do love the ombre representative colors they have with their hair, which makes it so special, but the concept kinda feels all over the place. Sometimes concepts or themes can purposely be tacky or a lot, but this one just feels like they didn't really know what they wanted, so they just added certain things together with barely any type of cohesion or connection. I get the whole cheerleading outfits and bold colors due to the message of the song, but the tropical thing is what throws me off. Like, why am I looking at a red parrot all of a sudden? It is kinda camp though, which I can appreciate, and this was in 2014, so I'm gonna excuse it a bit, but I just feel like it could have been a bit more put together since this was their debut. I think no matter who the group is, as long as they're adults, the classy and mature concept is pretty much an amazing concept to choose from, especially with a group like Red Velvet. I think this fits them extremely well because their voices and how it captures the style perfectly. I know you all may be wondering why I ranked this so low, but looking at this compared to their other concepts, it feels a bit bland and doesn't stand out to me as much. It could be because this era was very short and was more focused on the simplicity, which I like, but it just doesn't capture my attention like the other ones do. I do think that they did a perfect job with this concept, but there's just better concepts they've done. Now most of you all already know that I am of the biggest Queendom defenders, and I love not only the song but the entire comeback in general, so this is probably the only time I'll rank something from this era low. Even though I love the album, the outfits, and packaging, something just felt a bit odd. Not off-putting or anything, but just out of place. Knowing Red Velvet, I didn't expect them to do the obvious by wearing crowns or anything, but the concept just felt very random. I understand that it incorporates their witchy lore with talking about being queens in a powerful and connected way, but besides the lyrics and some outfits, I didn't see much of that in the concept. Even though I adore the version where everything was light pink and they had the cute outfits on, I feel like there could have been a more magical style to the concept. Even in the music video, I only see bits and pieces of this concept being reflected, such as showing their magical powers and being happy together, but the AirPods falling through and having certain jobs or duties in the beginning without being explained or showed more made the concept seem a bit murky. This is one of those situations where I can definitely see the vision, but added elements made it a bit confusing. Like I said, I love this comeback, but I just feel like they could have pushed further with the witchy magical side to make the concept more understanding. Don't get me wrong, I really like how they did a unique take on this concept with all of them being different shades of blonde, the introduction to the huge cat, and almost that indie Tumblr look. But there's a small part about this concept that kinda rubbed me the wrong way. The visuals look amazing, the outfits are so cute, especially the ice cream colors outfit with the consistency as well, but the somewhat Lolita influences is what bothers me a bit. Although Lolita takes inspiration from some aesthetics of the 50s, which could have been the intention for this concept, the movie and book of Lolita is very disgusting and perverted, and knowing that this is the comeback where Yeji joined and she was still a minor just feels weird. Now, I could be looking into it too much, but seeing how Min Heejin was behind this concept and knowing her track record, it just feels more than a coincidence. I think what makes me more convinced of this is the lyrics with the suggestive tone. Now, they're not wearing inappropriate schoolgirl outfits or wearing baby attire. but it just feels a little weird. That's pretty much the main reason why this is ranked pretty low, but I do like what they were going for and how unique it was. Even though this isn't my favorite era from them, I truly feel like this era doesn't get enough appreciation as it should have. Usually, groups or artists tend to have more subtle or basic concept photos and overall concept when they release a ballad, but something that makes this one so special and unique is how they still put their all into this comeback. Especially when it came to the concept and look. I feel like what makes this concept so beautiful and creative is how they still decided to add that mysterious and almost cryptic theme into it. For example, in some of the concept photos, they were all in white hooded cloaks holding candles, and there's another picture where everyone is holding hands and spinning in a circle except Irene, who is in the middle of the circle. This shows how it's more than just a ballad concept, but a soft yet mysterious concept. It's almost like a dark dream in a hauntingly pretty way. Even though I think the packaging could have been more cohesive and the fact that they just have better concepts, I do really appreciate the beauty of this concept and how they turned something so simple into something really special and true to them. Now I know some of you all might think that it doesn't deserve to be this high when it's just a summer concept, but I feel like this is more than just a little summer concept. Even though the sailor-like outfits with an 8-bit inspired sound has been done before, I feel like there's just something about this concept that feels so refreshing and fun in their own way. For example, I absolutely love how they all had their individual dessert drinks with their names on them, with even flavor names. Another thing I love is how they made the concept all about powering up with drinks and it being cohesive in the photos and performances. I also really like the album packaging with having cutouts of the members to make it even more interactive. I know that this isn't their most creative and is pretty tame for Red Velvet, but I love the consistency and how they truly convey the fun feeling in every aspect of this comeback.
It's your birthday.
I know some people still hate this comeback in general, but I don't care. This concept was actually really cool and campy. I love how they kept up with their witchy lore and found a way to incorporate it into this concept in such a smooth way. I absolutely love the little mascots or creatures they have in the music video because it adds so much personality and mystery. I also think it's really cool how they still added in some actual birthday elements so it matches with the title track, such as the packaging looking like a literal cake, and some of the concept photos has them eating cake as well. The only problem I really have with this concept is how basically none of the concept photos matched with the actual concept. Like when I saw the ones where they were wearing pink and in cars, I thought it was gonna be a bit more cunty, but they didn't even show the main part of the concept, which made it very random. I also think that adding some teasers or concept films to this comeback would have made the concept more anticipated and clear, since it seems to have a story. But I do love how they were creative with this one. Okay, I know this one is a bit basic too, and I might be biased since I love this comeback so much, but I just love the concept they choose. I don't know how to explain it, but the retro 70s almost Barbie doll theme fits them so well, and the storyline was so cute in the music video. The backdrops clearly looked like props, and I think that's what made it even better, because in that part where Joy was a weather woman on the TV, it just added onto the fun even more. I also love the outfits they chose for this era so much. Like it fits each member and was perfectly on theme. Having the underwater theme on the album with the RV was so smart too, because it made sense. I think the best part of this comeback was definitely the cohesiveness with how it was on point with everything from the songs to the album to the outfits. Like it just blended together perfectly without feeling too boring and sticking out enough. They still have better concepts and this one isn't too special, but I think this concept was just so cute and fitting for them.
Looky, my super looky. 마치 그 느낌적인 느낌. Looky, my super looky. 마치 그 느낌적인 느낌.
To be honest, I feel like the only reason people don't talk about this concept as much is because they were too focused on hating the actual song. Not gonna lie, I didn't understand the song at first and ended up loving it, but even before I loved it, I still always had so much respect for the concept and its execution. I think we knew that they would be a different, unique group since their debut, but I think that this specific comeback solidified how out of the box they'd really go, and it might have been too much for some, but I feel like it's amazing. Yeah, some might think it's too childish, and I mean even Irene doesn't like this concept, but I feel like it was good type of childish where it was very playful and campy, but not in a weird babyish way. Do I understand what the concept is supposed to be? Not really, but I love how they kept up with this concept in every aspect, so you can tell they were fully committed this concept and not just having it for the music video. Even though I can't stand most of the outfits, I still think it blended well with the concept since it's supposed to be very maximalist and fantasy-like. I just feel like the hatred for the title track was truly overshadowed by the artistry of the concept, but it's actually so much fun.
Oh my God! He's a really bad boy, he's a really bad boy. Oh my God! He's a really bad boy, he's a really
Now, is this one of their best title tracks? Even best song ever? Yes. Is this one of their most creative and fun concepts? Absolutely. But there are a few aspects of this comeback that messes up the concept and it actually frustrates me so much. I think having the whole Halloween 80s B-movie style concept is actually genius and is so perfect for them. Like, I don't think any group could have pulled it off like Red Velvet did, so it was a perfect match for them. The corny wear with mask, the obviously fake props with the early horror movie references and dramatic acting really ties this concept together to make it as amazing as it is, but as much as I love and cherish this comeback, I have my problems with one. First issue is the timing, because what do you mean this is the most Halloween-like concept yet you release this in fucking November, a whole month late? Like, I don't know if there were problems with the release date or what, but I would have preferred them releasing this in September than right after Halloween where everyone is preparing for Christmas. My other issue are the concept photos. By itself, they're beautiful, but what the fuck does it have to do with the actual concept? When I look at the album, listen to the song, and watch the music video, I'm not gonna be thinking about purple glitter with crowns. This leads to my last issue, which is the outfits. Now, they did eat with some of the outfits, but I just wish it was more campy and went all the way out. Like, I want the 80s hair with cool silhouettes and funky patterns. I know some of you all might wonder why it's ranked higher with the way I'm complaining, because aside from the confusing concept photos, the actual concept of this comeback is too amazing. If they just tweaked a few things, it would have definitely been top 3. I truly feel like this is the, if not, one of the summer concepts to ever exist. Like, I'm being so serious. Summer concepts are usually a classic choice for any K-pop group to do since it's usually bright and refreshing that's still tasteful enough for a general audience. But the one that's always stuck out to me in terms of concept has been Red Flavor. I think everybody knows how iconic and practically legendary this song is, but the whole concept is really interesting as well. I love how instead of just drinking refreshing fruity drinks, they made it more literal by brining actual fruits into it. Like, I would have never thought of a concept where they're interviewing fruits and a little shopping TV theme. Something that also makes this concept really unique is how some of the concept photos were a bit cryptic, such as the one where the pictures were vibrantly red and they were all looking out somewhere. The album design is so amazing as well, with how they're walking through a land of fruits, and it makes the concept so well put together. Even though the song itself is iconic, the concept really segments itself as an iconic comeback in general. It's honestly so crazy how they can take such a tame and popular concept yet turn it into something unique to them and actually new. In 2018, Girl Crush was really taking over, but not the noisy and rebellious Girl Crush. but more of the flirty and attitude-like girl crush. With the rise of that concept of the time, they took that and made it something that would be trendy but still so refreshing that it felt like a new concept. You all might notice a pattern of something I love about their concepts, but it's the same with this one as it's so cohesive and goes together. I just like to emphasize on this because I feel like what makes a concept truly great is the commitment and going all the way. For the outfits, to the album and music video, they effortlessly pulled off that intimidating yet cool girl vibe within every aspect. One of my favorite things of this concept besides the styling are the teasers. The one where each member has a small teaser with the B-sides playing in the background and it has old VHS tape vibe and ends with a blood cover over adds so much more substance to what the comeback will be. Even though this is one of my favorite comebacks regardless of how overrated it might be to some, I do think that they've had more innovative one, but it doesn't take away from how they changed this general concept into something special. They literally turn the whole sweet but psycho term into a whole concept and I love it so much. It keeps up with sweet pastel aesthetic and bubbly 8-bit sound, but is contrasted with them literally trying to kill each other. I also really love how in most of the music video scenes, they just had this soulless blank stare that really captivated the creepy vibe of the concept. Even though I didn't really like the gym outfits that much, I do understand why they wore them a few times for performances. But I wish they would have gone a little more towards the frilly route such as how those Blythe dolls are dressed. I also feel like some of the concept photos could have captured that creepy and pastel vibe. Some of them did have that, but I would have loved to see them explore the creepiness aspect more. I think this was such a well-suited concept for them, but there's just ones that stuck with me more.
Zimzalabim, 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 Zimzalabim.
Aside from other groups such as FX and Girls' Generation with I Got a Boy, I think this concept definitely caused a huge shift with experimenting more than people think. Even though some people understandably hate the outfits from this era, I think it's what made the concept even more lively and fun. It showed that they were serious with this concept and wanted to make sure that it would be conveyed properly. The album cover, the styling, the album, and concept photos are truly reflective of what the concept is all about. I love how it feels so hypnotic in so many ways and the circus roller coaster theme adds to that aspect even more. That really took a big risk with this comeback and I applaud them for having it come so natural to them. This is truly a one-of-a-kind concept and even though it could be ranked higher, it doesn't take away from how much this concept devoured.
Psycho, psycho, 우리 보고 말이 자꾸 다시 한번 또 싸우다가도 붙어다니니 말야 이해가 안 간대.
I know everyone is aware of how iconic and popular this song is, and even though I've discussed how I think it overshadows their other title tracks that I believe are better sound-wise, I do love the song, but the concept is the best thing about this comeback all the way. Even though this comeback was pretty short-lived due to the incident, the concept still left a huge impression regardless. The somewhat Victorian Gothic inspirations, them having veils over their heads holding lanterns, and music video is just pure perfection. The symbolism, dramatic makeup makes it so such elegant and cinematic. Like I said earlier with Bad Boy, I love how they're able to take simple themes like the dark concept and make it their own in such a distinctive way. There's concepts that stand out to me more with its creativity, but this was still such a beautiful concept.
조금 더 머무르면 어때 나의 별이 조금 외롭게 아껴둔 노래 들려줄게 Love is cosmic.
The way I could praise and complain about this concept at the same time is so crazy. I love the concept photos so much with the galactic sailor outfits and especially the ethereal pastel ones. But my main problem with this concept in general is the use of I. Like I could talk about my problems with I for hours, especially with being an artist, but I just didn't see the reason for them using it to create such a normal background. Like you all couldn't have just found a real neighborhood to take pictures or download a picture to use as the background? This is a small one as well. But why did they edit Joy's face so much when she's already incredibly gorgeous? I could also rant about how they weren't giving Joy enough justice in this era, but that's for another time. Anyways, The reason why I decided to rank this so high regardless of my small issues with the photos is the story and feeling it conveyed. First of all, the midsummer reference was so smart because it fits into their lore so well and they were still able to make it their own without looking like they're just copying. I think the part of this concept that I love the most is they were able to execute the heavenly yet emotional sound and feeling in a special way. Having the little creature things that match their representative colors was just so cute as well. I feel like if they took out the eye elements then it would have been even higher, but I don't care that this came out just 4 months ago. This is one of their best comebacks and concepts that felt so heartwarming and beautiful. I know some of you all won't agree with this, but most of y'all didn't understand this concept and overall comeback like I did, even though I also was wanting them to go a bit further with the music video matching the concept photos' creepiness. I feel like it was meant to be more of a symbol of the concept instead of what it actually was gonna look like. Now the concept photos themselves absolutely ate down. Like I was so gagged when I saw how artistic and beautiful they were in making Cho Ji-sok the photographer was an amazing idea. The music video was vastly different from what we were expecting, but it wasn't in a bad way necessarily. Yeah, it would have been even better if they went further with the creepy parts and horror aspect, but I think that it was showing the somewhat beginning of their lore, which was so interesting. The album was absolutely gorgeous as well. Like the designs with the watercolor-like pictures of them just added so much to the concept, and I love how they added the tigers on the CD to keep up with the traditional aspects of the other pictures. The outfits were so pretty as well, like it matched with the scenes in the music video, but also the airiness of the photos. Overall, I know some of us wish this had more to it, but I still love how personal it was to their lore, and it showed that they can still do the dark concept and make it feel fresh every time. This will always be one of my favorite comebacks and concepts from them, but because of how it truly felt like such an era. To me, eras feel complete with it having its own distinctive styling, time frame, sound, and elements that just make it stand out compared to other eras, and this concept definitely made this era feel so iconic and just fun. I absolutely love how they made the concept of Dum Dum into a chaotic and campy theme where they're like one of those vintage dolls, but in a robot form, and they keep trying to make the robots different. Like it's such an interesting and innovating concept. Like they turn the meaning of the song into such a goofy yet cool way that made it much more captivating. I feel like the part of this concept that make it even more whole is the album, because not only were the song in the same vibe as the concept, but the photos were also really fun and vibrant while having some that still had that mysterious vibe. Maybe it's just because I love concepts where groups can just have fun and go all out with the creativity when executed properly. But everything was so on point and really conveyed the feeling of the concept throughout the whole comeback. Even though they've always had hints of that cultish lore before this, I feel like this was really the big reveal of the depths of their story. I may be sounding like a broken record saying this, but I also truly believe that this era was one of a kind, and I doubt anyone could have done it like them. Yeah, some groups might be able to do the title track well, but the whole concept takes dedication and a certain look, and they got that down perfectly. I just feel like there's so many amazing aspects of this comeback that make it what is, from the gorgeous album cover to Joy's iconic rainbow dress. Speaking of fashion, something I always appreciated this concept is how they had a couple stages where one member's outfit was off from the others. For example, one stage had everyone wearing solid red except Twenty, who was wearing plaid, and the rainbow one where only Seulgi had some blue on. I feel like it just adds a special touch to their story and theme even more. I think my favorite part of this whole concept is the story. Like, even though this isn't my favorite title track by them, the storyline is amazing and so creative. Like, who would have thought to make 5 girls hunt down pizza delivery guys and kill or sacrifice them? It truly felt like I was watching a short horror film, and it was just so captivating. The general horror concept is already one of the best, but they took this and made it into one of the best concepts to ever exist. Like, I don't care what you think about the album or title track, you can't deny how creative and iconic this concept was and always will be. Two years later and I'm still in shock over this beauty of a concept. Like, I truly feel like people don't talk about this concept as much as we need to, because there's just so much about it that makes it absolutely phenomenal. First off, the concept photos are so painfully gorgeous, like the garden theme, the light blue one, and especially the ballerina ones. They literally looked like those wind-up dolls that play a little lullaby, and it connects so much to the actual concept. And the shows, like that probably gagged me the most, to be honest. The part that really blew me away was the music video. I'm so serious when I say that this is probably their best music video. Them starting out as painting references, and honestly the whole classical references were so art and was used in such a good way. The imagery in the music video was so pretty and interesting as well, where it added even more to the lore and made you think about it more. I know I already kinda talked about it, but the outfits are so pretty. I'm actually still a bit mad that we didn't get more stages because the styling was eating so hard. I just love how unexpected this concept was too. Like, I don't think anybody predicted them to do a garden ballerina enchanted elegant concept, and how creative they made it. Something I really love about concepts is when you can see the artistry, commitment, and consistency to where it feels less real and immersive. This exact concept is a true reflection of that, because not only did that they do a unique concept, but they went all day with it and made you feel every emotion that they wanted. All of their concepts are so distinctive and cool in their own way, but the beauty of this concept was truly out of this world and really remarkable of what Red Velvet represents. And that's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you'd want, and have a good day. Bye besties.